Good afternoon, guys. I'm Chris Gonzalez.
And I'm Anthony Coleman.
And thank you guys for tuning back in to myGSPN Recap, where we talk high school sports.
And as you guys know, the show is brought to you by GardenGosher.com and AMP Sports Performance.
That's right, Anthony. And you and I were at some amazing basketball games last night.
Yes, sir.
In the regional semifinals for boys basketball. And we're going to go ahead and give you guys the scores, updates, and highlights. But before we get into the action, I want you guys to go ahead and make sure that you're following us along on all of our social media handles to stay up to date with the hottest coverage in high school sports. And make sure you guys like and share this video to go ahead and spread the love to everybody. But Anthony,
yes, sir.
Where were you at last night, my man?
I was at Jones High School for their big 5A matchup against the Lando Lakes Gators, man. It was a great game from start to finish. Things were pretty close in the first quarter, with Jones having just a 4-point lead heading into the second. The Fighting Tigers came out on fire in the second quarter, though, outscoring Lando Lakes 25-11 and nailing 5 of their 11 three-pointers in that quarter. Third hard quarter was capped off by a late putback by Anthony Henson right before the buzzer, and that gave Jones a big 42-24 lead going into halftime. The Gators would cut the lead down to 15 by the end of the third quarter and even got the lead all the way down to 7 late in the fourth. But Jones stayed tough and nailed big shots just when the momentum started to shift and came away with a 69-58 victory over Lando Lakes. Noah Musaji led the way for Jones with 19 points and 5 huge three-pointers, and Shakur Petit played big for Jones with 15 points. Lando Lakes finishes their season at 21-6, and Makai Perry finishes his career at Lando Lakes as their all-time leading scorer. Congrats to Makai on an incredible career at Lando Lakes. Now, Jones moves on to the 5A regional final, where they will be on the road to face Sebring. Jones defeated Sebring 59-53 about a month ago, but that was on a neutral site, so things are a little different with Sebring having a home court advantage. But I talked with Jones head coach Alex Jackson right after the game against Lando Lakes, and he seemed pretty confident in his team. He told me that all they have to do is strap up and play basketball, and they'll be good to go. That's going to be a great game against Sebring and Jones for the rematch, even though Jones got the win on a neutral site last game. It's going to be different with Sebring having a home court advantage, so can't wait to see for that, man.
Right, and that's a big game for Jones to go ahead and take that over a tough Lando Lakes team. So shout out to both of those teams there, and shout out to Jones for getting off that big-time win. But again, like you said, that's going to be a very exciting rematch between the Tigers and Sebring. Anthony, last night, my man, I was at Dr. Phillips for the big rematch against Ocoee. This was from the 7A3 district championship game where Dr. Phillips secured the win in the thriller in that one, guys. But things started off hot for Dr. Phillips. The Panthers actually controlled the pace in the first quarter, and they found themselves ahead 17-11 after one quarter of play. In the second quarter, Ocoee was able to get in their groove behind some stellar play by David Green and Cordell Brown. After going down 10 points, the Knights went on an 11-0 lead and took their first lead of the game heading into halftime, up 26-25 over the Panthers. The third quarter is where things got very interesting in this one. The Knights put on a three-point shooting clinic led by Briglane Preble. He could not miss. He knocked down 4 big-time three-pointers for the Knights, and he set the place on fire. Before you knew it, Ocoee was in total control of this game and had a 50-37 point lead early in the fourth quarter. They led by as much as 15 at one point in this game. Things took a major turn for Ocoee, though. They had all the momentum in the world, but with 2 minutes and 50 seconds left in regulation, up 11 points, Ocoee's David Green fouled out. And Dr. Phillips took a major advantage of this. They shifted the momentum in their favor and fought all the way back, down 11, to take a 3-point lead with about 5 seconds remaining in the game off of a three-pointer by Abdoulaye Thiam. But then this happened. Sadeem Blake with a man in his face to send it into overtime for Ocoee, and the place went absolutely wild. The Knights forced overtime and ended regulation tied with Dr. Phillips at 60 points apiece. Heading into overtime, these two teams battled it out, going back and forth until the very last buzzer. But in the end, it was the Ocoee Knights who win it 71-69 and advance to the Class 7A Regional Championship, where they're going to be playing against a very tough Seminole squad. The Knights were led by Cordell Brown's 21-point performance, and David Green also had 20. And we had a chance to talk with Sadeem Blake to see what was going through his mind while hitting the shot to send it into overtime.
It's amazing. I knew it wasn't going to be a season ending. I know I didn't play well, but I didn't care at all. I don't care who scored the ball or whatever. But all I knew when it comes down to trust, we all trusted each other, and I was just happily just there to hit that shot. My teammate trusted me, and that's the way we brought up our program, just trust. 4 years ago, just like Star said, we came in here, we had to trust each other. We had to do team bonding. So as soon as we got that down, we just came down to trust, and trust was just, it was just there. It was like the season was not going to end in that type of way.
So big time win for Ocoee, man. I know they were looking to get revenge in that game. They came in and got it, almost let it slip away there in the fourth quarter. Dude, in my opinion, that was my game of the year.
Oh, yeah,
that
for
was
sure.
my game of the year right there, that one, man. It was so insane. The building's energy was on fire.
Oh, yeah, I could see it coming down that way, too, especially the way the second game ended. It was the third time they actually played.
Right.
First time they played a crazy game. Second time they played a crazy game. So for the third time,
It was only right.
only right, man.
It was only right. But now Ocoee is going to be facing probably their biggest challenge of the year, one of the top teams in the entire state. Seminole, they're one of the favorites to take that 7A state title this year.
Oh, yeah.
Very athletic team. You got a chance to see them, what was it, last week?
Oh, yeah, a few weeks ago.
Yeah.
And even though they're so small, like I said, one of the most athletic teams, it's going to be a great matchup. Not really favoring Seminole in a way, but they have a small, quicker lineup against a lot bigger lineup, too. Even though Ocoee is a lot quick, too. But the size difference is going to be real bad for Seminole to kind of overcome. But they've been doing that all year, and they've been beating people with the size advantage as well, too. So I don't know who would probably get the win in that one, because I see it going either way, really.
It can definitely go either way. That game is going to be played at Seminole on Friday night, and you're going to be in attendance for that one, correct?
Oh, yeah, I would be there. I would
All right,
definitely
my
be
man.
there, so it's going to be some
We're
craziness
definitely going
there.
to have some crazy highlights from that game. Should be a great one, and man, these playoffs are living up to everybody's expectations. But Anthony, that's our show for today.
wrap.
We want to go ahead and thank our sponsors, GardenGrocery.com.
If you're staying in the Orlando area at one of the Disney resorts, go ahead and place an order for groceries to be delivered to your room at the time of check-in. Save money and time by shopping with GardenGrocery.com. And not to forget, You Discover Florida. If you're looking for a restaurant, hotel, or just for something to do for fun this weekend, go ahead and give them a look on Instagram at You Discover Florida.
And once again, guys, I'm Chris Gonzalez.
And I'm Anthony Coleman.
And thank you guys for tuning back in to my GSPN recap. As always, you guys know, it's your sports, all you, all the time.